people of Chicago, the real people, are asking me if you are aware, if you're even paying attention, if you're the massive failure. Perhaps you're the massive failure in this equation and not the president.
Over 40 people were shot in Chicago. The mayor blames Trump, of course. Then one reporter flipped the whole thing back on him. Bro, what if you're the failure?
What I am grateful for is that we have strong public servants that recognize their role in building the safest, most affordable big city in America.
Safest, Chicago.
Mayor Johnson, last week I sat in this very seat and I warned you that Juneteenth is historically one of the most violent days for whatever reason in the city of Chicago. You dismissed that. I asked you if Donald Trump, the President of the United States, if you would reach out to him for some kind of help or assistance. Again, you dismissed that. You said that you're the mayor, right? You said that Donald Trump was a massive failure or something to that effect. And now we have seen the results. 40 plus people shot, a dozen plus people murdered in the city of Chicago on Juneteenth, the weekend with the Obama Library and all the other wonderful things happening. And the people of Chicago, the real people, are asking me if you are aware, if you're even paying attention, if you're the massive failure. Perhaps you're the massive failure in this equation and not the president, who, by the way,
William, is that
has
the
reached out.
Thank you for your
The president of the United States has reached out again.
Well, thank you for your question.
Donald Trump has said
So,
he's willing to help.
what
Will
you're
you,
asking-
William,
at
are you
long
gonna let the
last,
mayor
accept
respond,
his
please?
support?
I appreciate you
Well, if you
taking
could
some
let me
time.
ask the question, I'd be
you
willing.
have. You said
Okay.
that real
Will you
people of
accept his
Chicago.
help now?
Well, you asked two questions. Then.
No.
Your first question was, just want to make sure that I'm repeating what you said.
Okay.
Your
My
first
guess.
question was centered around, and it's a very lousy attempt of what you're trying to conflate. But your first question was essentially around who takes responsibility, right? And then your
Right.
second question is the help that's needed from the federal government. So I'll answer both of them. And so, look, it's very clear that as it relates to community safety, that the President of the United States of America has done nothing to help secure safe communities across this country. He's done nothing to do that. In fact, if you look specifically at his so-called black agenda, he has not delivered on one promise. You can't say that you believe in creating safe communities and then literally undermine all of the efforts that create safer communities. That's why he's a failure. It's not just he's just a failure. He's a doty individual, right? And so because of that, to answer your first question, the responsibility, of course, is on all of us. Here's a responsibility that I continue to take. Driving a community safety plan that removes guns from the streets of Chicago, driving a community safety plan that actually invests in the communities that this president refuses to invest in. Driving a community safety plan that ensures that our local police department has the tools that they need to ultimately hold people accountable is why we have seen positive trends. Now, of course, there's more work to be done. That work is not going to be accomplished through social media. The failure of this administration is that he is more interested in tweeting or posting evil and inhumane projections of people and our humanity than he is actually willing to put money into the very communities that he ostensibly offers some degree of care for. But the fact of the matter is this: there's no administration in this city that has contributed more to keeping people safe. Is there more work to be done?
Jeez.
Absolutely.
Guys.
Has this president undermined our work? He most certainly has. Again, this is an individual that is more interested in removing voting rights protections. He's more interested in calling for investigations or reducing the ability to investigate civil rights violations, right? It's not just simply about his abject failure. It's about his overwhelming interest in coordinating the upward transfer of wealth into the hands of the ultra-rich at the expense of everyday people. That's what he has failed to do, because, well, that's what he has done. His failure, of course, is in
everything here, guys.
defunding the very efforts that ultimately can keep people safe.
Thank you,
follow-up
William.
question.
Thank you.
Question is simply this.
You've already asked two questions. You've asked two questions. Nope.
You campaigned on defunding the police. You've called the police a sickness. You say that incarcerating violent repeat offenders is some kind of...
You can talk as long as you want. You've asked your two questions already, and I've answered both of them.
You interrupted.
No, you've asked two
I
questions.
also have civil rights. I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of
Well, you can
press.
just free yourself on out of here because I'm
Well,
not answering anything else from
well,
you.
the second
You've already
question is simply
asked
this.
two questions,
You have a
and your time is done.
detail of
So go ahead.
150. The
Finish.
United States, the city of Chicago is down 2,000 police officers under your administration, and yet you have 150 some police officers on your security detail. If Chicago is so safe, why not release some of those police officers back onto the streets where they can help real Chicagoans?
You're done.
Bro, listen, scathing. Understand this here for a second. I've never really had a single good thing ever, like in the history of this channel specifically. Once I found out who Brandon Johnson was, like as a person, like the energy that he basically exudes here, right? Like once I realized that, I never really had anything like properly nice to say kind of about this man kind of by default. But again, this is just specifically my opinion. Listen, if you like this man and you like the fact that he basically courted the entire south and west side of Chicago to basically vote for him, then he gets into office, right? Says we have no money. And then out of nowhere, a gigantic influx of people who have never paid into our taxes, right? Ever get dumped legitimately onto the entirety of the city. Okay. And then the money you said you didn't have, all of a sudden you had. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It feels weird, right? It just feels like a tad bit weird. What about the secret gift room, Brandon Johnson? I can keep going. All right. I'm not even in Chicago. All right. Listen, I've been to Chicago once in my life. I don't live there. Right? Like, imagine how bad you have to be, okay, to basically be looked at from legitimately 2,000 miles away from the place and look at it like, bro, you're running that city into the ground, my boy, into the ground. For you to basically say now, Trump is doing nothing. You've blocked everything. Right. And along with everything, all of these other like sanctuary city based oriented type of cities here, you've blocked any type of help that you possibly could actually get here. But instead here, you're going after the one thing that I think the normal Americans, OK, look at like, wait a second. So you want us to give you more money so you can keep funding the exact problem with the country? Nah, bro. What we can do is send the National Guard into this area here and set up curfews, bro. Period. If you don't like it, leave, okay? Because we need to clean up this area, period. I have been a strong advocate, legitimately, of in these super crime-ridden, like, areas, these deserts. Guys, send the National Guard there immediately. Park them on the corner, bro. All right? Because the amount of people that keep losing their lives in this place here is ridiculous, bro. All right. You can talk about programs. You can talk about all of these things here, but I think what you should start actually talking about is here. The people that are out here committing these crimes do not need second, third chances, my boys. OK, I'm sorry. You threw your life away. OK, like you have the ability to live in an area. OK, understand this here. You can be in an area that is underserved, basically deserted, as in like education deserts, food deserts, etc. You can be in that area and not absolutely have to follow the overall trend that seems to kind of proliferate in these areas here. You don't have to be as crime ridden as your neighbor, if that makes any sense here. Okay. There are great people in some of these super underserved areas, but there are a lot of bad people there also. All right. And the bad people, I don't care about whatever program you're trying to make, bro. If you're out here on the street, specifically, I don't know, brandishing firearms, doing all types of debauchery, going after somebody down the street because he just so happened to, I don't know, buy a new pair of shoes that you couldn't afford or something. I don't know how that works, guys. I stay away from the hood, guys. I'm not built for it. I'll tell you this right now. Absolutely not under any circumstance am I built for any type of ghetto or hood. I'm not made for it. I'm telling you. Guys, but the moral of the story here is, if you paid attention to how anyone with an adverse opinion, specifically of Brandon Johnson, look at his body language. Like, pay attention to his body language and how that shifted immediately once the reporter started speaking to him. Okay? Understand this here. Look at that. Like, he was immediately in defense mode because he's so used to speaking with people that basically worship the ground he walks on for some reason. And it's crazy because he basically deserted the people who voted for him. I don't know how that works. Right? Guys, I don't know. Listen, I'm not a fan. Is Brendan Johnson a failure of Chicago? My opinion is yeah. Yeah, I think so, personally. Yeah. Like, do you need help? And honestly, guys, is JB Pritzker also a failure? Yeah, bro. The whole governance of the state of Illinois is full of nothing but failures, it seems here, guys. I mean, again, this is just my personal opinion. Understand this here. Based off of all the information that we have come up with here, none of these things represent the United States of America. It just represents a super partisan variant of the current modern day contemporary Democrat Party, guys. That's it here. And the last thing I want to point out here is that Brandon Johnson, for me personally, feels like he's doing everything kind of within his power to basically get enough of like the modern progressive Democrat wing of the party to basically love him so much that they will invite him to the DNC and say, you know what? I think you'll be a good president of the United States of America and or vice president if JB Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, decides to basically run for something. Because all you have to do is listen to him speak for like 5 minutes. That's not it, bro. But listen, guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, guys, I'll go and catch you guys later.